How is this even freaking possible? How did I not connect the dots? Well, the lines to be exact on this one. It's so freaking simple, yet it makes such a big difference. Let's talk lighting today. This is gonna blow your mind. Woohoo, I've been waiting.
Woohoo, I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for this package for a while now to get my studio up and running again, because I didn't really have a lighting setup anymore. So now I have bought me some new lights. Let's dive into this box.
Let's see what we have. Lots of air. A lot of air.
And we have a light strip which will light up the background. Then we have the, hope you can see it, the Falcon Eyes light, which is also an RGB light. I really want to get some color into my setup. That was really something I was missing. And then I also bought me this honeycomb grip, because I've been lighting my setup wrong for the last 1.5 years. And luckily I found a video on YouTube that was explaining stuff about that, and that kind of fixes all my issues. So yeah, let's just go upstairs, install this lighting, and help you guys out along the way if you want to learn how to light your studio in a proper way. So let's do this. So as you can see, currently I don't have a lot of light here. My backdrop is fully dark and I can only use this window light. And I really need to get very close to the window to get some actual good lighting in here. So that's what we're gonna fix. We're gonna add some lights in the background, add a key light, and I'll show you what I've been doing wrong for the last 1.5 years. So follow me. So let's first add a key light that we can use the other camera, because now the camera has to crank up the image so much that we get a lot of noise in the image, and that's something that we definitely don't want. So I already have one of my older key lights that I still have. That's the one that I need to improve, but I'm gonna add this one that you can see. So let's put on the camera. It's pretty dark in there, and once we add that light, boom. So with this key light, we are already getting a lot more light in here, and that means that we can switch to the manual settings on the other camera. So let's go. So adding this key light over here already brings a lot more light into the room. So there's already a lot more visibility. I'm visible, the background becomes visible. But I do have another few things to add to the setup to make this thing a lot more interesting. The first thing that we added in the background is a small accent light that should help in popping out these items that I have over here. As you can see, I have a little space over here with cameras, skateboards, things that I like, but there's still too many shadows and it's still too dark. So I've added this little key light, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in there or maybe move it all the way to the background. So as you can already see in the background over here, there's a lot more light and a warm glow coming from behind that set of details. So that's actually something that I want. And now I want to put the LED lights alongside the wall on the floor so that we kind of get a blue shine on the wall, and that really contrasts with the orange light over there. So let's try that and see what we can do with the LEDs. Before I start with LEDs, I do have to figure out how they work. It's a new set and they're supposed to work with Wi-Fi. Should be fairly simple, but I'm gonna check anyway to see if there's any preparations to be done. Instructions. We should be able to get multiple color controls on this, and it's a 2.5 meter strip, so that should be able to light a whole piece of the back wall. We still have a little bit of dark shadows going on in the background, and I hope to eliminate those shadows with this LED light. So let's hope it's strong enough. I specifically bought one for photography and filming, because if you buy the cheap ones, you have the risk that they kind of flicker because of the speed of the light. So always know what you're buying so that you don't waste any money. So after some looking into, I finally got the thing going. I had to connect it to an app on the phone, which I thoroughly hate because there's always issues with this kind of connections, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I don't care, it just doesn't work. Give us a freaking dial that we can use, old school. That always works and saves you a hell of a lot of time. But let's dive into the app. I have it on my phone now, so let's see how we can set up this light and see if we can, I'll take it along here, if we can change it from color, because I want a blue light, not this white light. So let's see if we can change that to color. I already have a color wheel here, and we have, ta-da, blue lights, red lights, yellow ones, green ones. Let's see if we can get this blue light, maybe a little bit purple. I like purple. Let's do that. So we have the color selected, done. You can make it quite a lot brighter on 100%. Let's see if we can light up that wall in a blue color and make some contrast with the other lights. Let's go. So I was able to get this blue light going. Now I want to run it alongside the wall, that it gives a nice effect going up. We're gonna set it up so that the back wall only hits light from the orange and the blue light, and that we can center our key light only on myself. Alright, so as you can see, there's a lot more color going on in the background. I'm getting some purple over here and some yellowish orange over there. But as you can see, the key light is still making the background much too bright. So we really want to focus this key light on myself. So now I'm going to reposition that, and I also bought a new thing. Something that I've already seen in a lot of videos, but I didn't understand the use of it. But now I do. So what I bought, what do I have here? A honeycomb grid that goes over my key light, because now my key light is so wide that it's filling up the whole room, and that's something that we really don't want to have. So this should help direct the light towards me, and this should make sure that the background is only showing the colors and not the bright light from the key light. So let's try this on and see if we have a difference. So now I have the honeycomb on there, but what I notice is that it immediately gets a lot darker in here. So I hope that my small light will cover this, but that's actually a good thing, because we want to have light over here, but we want less light in the back. So it's kind of normal that it gets darker. So let's now reposition it that it only shines on me and that we have a good lighting in the background. I now have the honeycomb on there, and as you can see, there's a lot less light over here, and the colors in the back are popping out a lot more. So now I'm just gonna reposition the light so it gets a little bit closer, because I have some dark spots, and then let's add in the little accent lights to make the whole thing work goody. We have the colors in the back. I can't really see on my LCD screen, but I see a lot of more color in the background, and I don't really see a lot of detail, so we definitely need to work on that. And I also need the key light. I have my small aperture light here, which I'm gonna use as a key light. So I really want to have this smaller one as a key light, because the bigger one I want to use in the background, because I want some additional light over here. That would make it a lot better. So let's use the small one over here and just point that in the right direction to have some good lighting, additional lighting. Yeah, this is going somewhere. So now I need to look into this thing, put it on, and let's see what we have. that fits. Kind of tuned into a lot colder spectrum. It's still a bit too white, but you can see what I mean with having the contrast on this side and that side. And that kind of really improves my setup, because now I have a good contrast in my face. I have this key light that is dimmed a lot more. It doesn't shine on the background anymore. And we have some color in the back that makes the background items pop out a lot more. So I'm really pleased with this setup. This whole setup with all the lights that I have now cost me about 300 to 400 euros, which is not that expensive. You don't really need those big ass studio lights to get a good lighting scene going on in the space that you have available. So try to play around with the lights that you have. Check out if you need some updates or if you need something to add on your setup, and just go for it. To me, this really took about an hour to set up and to find out how all this stuff works. So don't let that hold you. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Peace out and see you on the next one. Bam!